History of Russia in 100 Minutes by Smart Histories. Boris Yeltzin. After the collapse of the Soviet Union, Russia became a constitutional republic. Boris Yeltsin's reign as the first president was, at first, characterized by high hopes of democracy and prosperity. Nevertheless, along with crime, corruption, and poverty on the rise, it turned out to be a disappointment and a harsh experience for most Russians. Background: during the final years of the Soviet Union, Boris Yeltsin became one of its most popular statesmen. He gained nearly 60% of the votes at the presidential election in 1991. Yeltsin expressed his support for freedom of speech and a free market economy. An enormous campaign of privatization was launched. The shock therapy further escalated the economic crisis and caused an even more dramatic decline in living conditions. Over the next 5 years, there was a decline of up to 50% in GDP, and hyperinflation soared to 2,000%. It made a small elite of oligarchs super rich, while the majority of the people struggled. It fed the spread of corruption and created favorable conditions for the numerous mafia groups around the country. Constitutional crisis. In 1993, the Russian constitutional crisis broke out between Yeltsin and Parliament. The Parliament, unsatisfied with President Yeltsin's policies, attempted to impeach him, but was prevented by the army who supported Yeltsin. For 2 weeks, the deadliest street fighting since 1917 took place in Moscow, and hundreds of people died. The new constitution gave the president broader powers. In 1996, Yeltsin's declining reputation was successfully reboosted for re-election with the help of the oligarchs. Yeltsin ran for a second term and won. In 1998, the Russian financial crisis hit the economy hard and the ruble was devalued. Exhausted by health problems, Boris Yeltsin resigned on the last day of 1999. He apologized in his resignation speech for not having achieved his goals and named the relatively young and unknown Prime Minister Vladimir Putin his successor.